Hey, what's up, y'all? It's YORO. Welcome back to more Higurashi. Anyway, last time Rena followed our boy Keiichi home, uh, but apparently of her own accord. Clearly, she had something to say to Keiichi, which is that his actions are perfectly mirroring Satoshi. He got demoned away after doing the exact same things, and shortly after, exactly what Keiichi is doing right now, what Satoshi did. English. So I really appreciate that Rena did that because it's the most genuine thing that I can that you can fully grasp. You can already see the complexity of the situation that, and you can guess that she probably cares on Keiichi on some level, and the good times that they had together. But that's like really all you could see. But for her to actually do that, do this of her own accord, um, something I like. Now, I don't know about the implication of her saying, well, that's not going to happen to you. You're not going to transfer Wink, Keiichi. You're not going to. And it was like some terrifying optimism. I don't know if there's, like I said, an implication of something she's going to do to make sure Keiichi doesn't transfer. A little yandere style. Or if she truly just believes Keiichi is different from, like, again, a weirdly terrifying, fearful, optimistic place. I have no idea. Could be either, it could be both. Regardless, Keiichi is fucking terrified, and so am I. And those are now, I assume, and everyone fucking else, because this is just how life is in this fucking village. God, where the fuck is Oishi? Where the fuck is Oishi, man? R.I.P. Tobitake, let's keep going. Satoshi and I, and R.I.P. Satoshi. Satoshi and I had, what? All my well-planned actions throughout the day turned out to have been nothing more than a reenactment of what Satoshi had done. Pinch hitter, dude. It's an amazing title. Achievement name, I should say. Satoshi, had he really been in the same situation as I was now? The friends he had gotten along with had changed suddenly, and for no reason, at least none that I had noticed, planned to kill him? And fearing for his life as I am, he got a bat to protect himself and carried it around every day to practice his swing? And then one day, suddenly, he transferred. My blood went cold, causing a prickling sensation to course through my veins. Starting near my heart, it radiated outwards from the top of my head to the soles of my feet, chilling every part of me without recourse. What did she mean by transfer? You know. What did she mean by transfer? Was Satoshi still at wherever he transferred to? Was he the only one who would be able to understand me? Would he be able to tell me why it all ended up like this? More importantly, where did he transfer to? To the fucking swamp, probably, dude. What did she mean by transfer? What did she mean by transfer? Yeah. Before I knew it, I was at my front door. The frigid knob was hard to turn. Was nobody home? It wasn't that odd of an occurrence. I reached into my pocket and pulled out the single key attached to my fur seal keychain. Oh, fur seal key. That's right. I forgot that he got that at the festival. I stepped into the entryway. Just as I was about to take off my shoes, a chill ran down my spine. I forgot to grab the blanket. I forgot what game I was playing. Oh, God. Alright. Pop filter has been engaged. Let's do this. Someone had entered right behind me. Like a classmate messing around, standing right up against my back. Kidding, right? Had to be my imagination. Logically speaking, it was impossible for someone to be able to hide their presence within my personal space all the way through the door. I swear it's Rena, I swear. With what she said last time, it's gotta be her. There was undoubtedly someone behind me. Hey now, Keiichi. How do you know they're there even though they're behind you? Because I could hear the sound of flowing hair. There's no other reason I'd hear that sound. That was the presence. Because I could hear the sound of them blinking Keiichi Maibara, there's no way you could hear that. My most base instincts were warning me of the presence. Common sense was telling me that it was just my imagination. Ooh, man. Oh, that's so fucking real, man. It was just my imagination. There was nobody behind me. I began to erase the mental image of an eerie figure standing behind me. But at the same time, I asked myself, there was nobody, then what was I feeling? It's an uncomfortable sensation crawled up my spine. Actually, wouldn't it be better if there was somebody there? If there was nobody there when you turned around, would you be able to accept that? I'd be able to answer all those questions just by looking behind me. But I didn't have enough courage to even do that simple task. This is all probably happening in like 3 seconds, you know? This is crazy. Oh right, I could try speaking to them. The person behind me might answer me. It was a random thought. I didn't care how I went about it, just so long as I didn't have to turn around. If I had calmed down and thought about it, I would have known that that wouldn't have solved anything.
どなたですか?
That was a very narrator, like post-narrator thought before this. Oh boy, but he did it, so no time to calm down now. I spoke in such a hoarse, broken voice that I couldn't believe it was my own. I could almost feel them contemplating their response. I felt it. There's no way I should be able to do that. Calm down, Keiichi. It's all in your head. Oh my god, oh my god. That time, I was certain I heard it. As if hesitantly trying to answer my inquiry, I was certain I could hear the sound of somebody inhaling. I heard it. I heard it. I heard it clearly. It was a girl. A young girl. I didn't know who, but a tiny speck of courage in me, however reckless it was, inspired a primal yet fitting solution to this current predicament. Scream. All the force in my body released from my lungs and through my throat, seizing all thought processes in my head. Suppressing all my thoughts and emotions, I began to collapse like a house of cards, somehow managing to twist my body and look back as I did so. Jesus. It was definitely there. Right there. Somebody was there. Till the moment I turned around, until I brought the area behind me into my field of vision, they were definitely there. Falling face up, my eyes traced the remnants of the presence suspended in the empty space. Couldn't be. They were invisible. They looked like they weren't there. They were actually still standing there. KG's about to kill somebody. It's got to be right now. This is about to be the intro of the game. KG is gonna fucking snap right fucking now. He is going, and I don't fucking blame him. I would have broken like 2 days ago. But holy shit, man. As I screamed, all the emotions I was holding back burst free in a violent wave. However, I was decidedly calm as my emotional dam collapsed. Okay. The turbulent wave of pent-up emotions was skillfully diverted into a torrent of aggression. Oh, man, here we go. An emotion was definitely required to extricate myself from the bizarre situation happening right in front of me. Can you corner somebody, man? In my state of heightened lucidity, I entrusted my body to the fury. The metal bat held firm in my right hand as if drawn there by a magnet. A mid-level sweep would be the hardest attack to dodge. I remembered reading something like that from a book about swordsmanship or something. Get him, Keiichi. I brandished my will to fight. The after image of that amalgamation of metal flashed as it swung from left to right, beating against the entryway. Sorry. The bat slammed into the right wall, the tip rebounding violently. Very calmly, I transferred the force of the rebound into a sweep to the left. The door of the shoe cupboard was split into pieces. Holy crap. Those two swings whiffed through empty space, but they seemed to have a great psychological impact on the enemy. I could feel the panic emanating from that space. The attack wasn't the only thing required. I extracted the bat from the cupboard it was embedded in and screamed as I spun my entire body around in a large arc. My scream shook the air, imbuing my ferocious swing with even more destructive power. Crack! Without mercy or restraint, my violent strike, with certainly fatal force behind it, shattered the top of the cupboard. None of my attacks struck the enemy, but my ferocity had certainly seemed to impact them. Breathing heavily, my entire body soaked in sweat, the invisible enemy, there but not there, dispersed. It can't keep going on like this. When I was certain that the enemy had retreated, I locked the front door and latched the chain. No way, had it only feigned retreat and was now inside my house? Once again, I channeled my aggression and searched the house for the presence. But it was gone. I had succeeded in fending it off. At that moment, the tension drained from my body, and I let out a deep sigh of relief. All of the emotions I'd been holding back chaotically merged together and began to flood out. A hodgepodge of fear, accomplishment, and disbelief all mixed together and began to flow through my body. Unable to deal with each individual feeling, I beat them all back with the strongest: exhaustion. Even in this moment, I remained composed. Holy crap, man. After checking that all the doors throughout the house were locked, I went up to my room on the second floor and closed the curtains. I straightened my back and tilted my head back a little. After clearing my head of all my idle thoughts, I managed to calm down even more. What was that at the front door? There was definitely something there. Thinking about it, maybe it was just an apparition I dreamt up in my confused state, but I really didn't think that was the case. Calm down, Keiichi Maibara. Compose yourself. But no matter how calmly I thought about it, what just happened wasn't a figment of my imagination. It was obviously a supernatural phenomenon. And without a doubt, something was behind me. Oh boy. It wasn't some sort of illusion I saw amidst my confusion and disorientation. Proof? I had just one piece. When I asked who is it, they inhaled as if they were about to answer. That sound had clearly reached my ears. The situation I was in right now was still unclear. Either I'd been possessed by the supernatural phenomenon known as Oyashiro-sama's curse, or this was a ruse by the villagers who believed in it and were imitating it. Either way, their motives were unclear. The roundabout way it had been done was also still a mystery. It was perpetrated by humans. That would mean admitting that it was Rena and the rest of them doing it, but it would be solvable. Uishi-san and the rest of the police would surely arrest my enemy. Surely. But if it was a manifestation of Oyashiro-sama's curse, I wondered what would happen. Uishi-san very clearly declared that curses didn't exist. At that time, those words were pretty dependable. But as things were now, with the rising possibility that the perpetrators were not human, it suddenly seemed quite unreliable. So Uishi told Keiichi about a village conspiracy. You know, at the diner, he told Keiichi a lot of stuff. You know, about the history of Hinamizawa, it being called Onikakushi, you know, the village of demons that eat people, you know, the hunt, you know, you don't interfere with the hunt, that whole thing, right? But did he tell him specifically about the Sonozaki family's influence? I don't think he did. I mean, he mentioned about Mion's involvement and, like, about her family. I think he knows they're significant. But, you know, for Keiichi to say, like, I mean, if it was done by them, if it was done by people, then surely Oishi-san and them would simply arrest them. Like, it would be solvable. But that's clearly, like, the politics at play And the secrecy is just... nothing is just done about it. But it's because Keiichi is left just enough in the dark as the bait. Like, he's just left to his own madness. This is fucked up. Of course, you know, we knew that, but Jesus, man. But as things were now, with the rising possibility that the perpetrators were not human, he suddenly seemed quite unreliable. If I told Oishi-san this was the work of Oyashiro-sama's curse, what would happen? I couldn't imagine his reaction, but it would go without question that a void would expand rapidly between myself and Oishi-san. With me having so few allies to begin with and not being able to confidently declare whether or not this was a curse, there was no merit to doing that. I'd better keep the facts of what just happened at the doorway to myself. It would be better if I didn't add what happened here to the memo behind the clock. There's still the ever so slight possibility that I was actually confused when I thought I was composed, and I was just going berserk in the entryway. That is such a, like... man. Oh, poor Keiichi. How wonderful would that be if that was really what happened? I would be able to refute Oyashiro-sama's curse. But if I denied Oyashiro-sama's curse, then that would mean admitting that Rena and the rest were the perpetrators. If I said that Rena and the rest weren't the perpetrators, then that would mean believing in Oyashiro-sama's curse. By denying both of those, I would be admitting that I myself was losing it. The three options from which I couldn't choose became a trilemma of sorts. They mixed together and formed a whirlpool in my mind, making my head spin. This sucks. The fact that he even has to consider that third possibility just because he doesn't know what to fucking believe. Like, I like Oishi-san, but fuck you, dude. This is... nah, man, not my boy Keiichi. So close to breaking, man. This is like... once again, I straightened myself and leaned my head back slightly to cool myself down. Calm down, Keiichi. Accept what has actually happened as reality. Stop thinking of anything more than that. He's trying so hard. But I couldn't help but think of it. How wonderful it would be. It turned out I was delirious and everything up until now was a figment of my imagination. That would be. That would be wonderful. Oyashiro-sama's curse wouldn't exist and I would still be bestest buddies with Rena and the rest. I would have to be crazy. That was the first time in my life I'd ever wished for such a thing. I'm about to cry, man. Fuck. My boy's not gonna make it out of this chapter. Sucks. Phone rang noisily downstairs. Generally, there were no calls for me, so I never really answered the phone much. But since my parents weren't here, I had no choice. I squirmed off the bed and went downstairs.
もしもし、前原です。
ケイチ、お母さんだけど。
Stop. I intuitively had a bad feeling about this. It was because I thought she was going to ask me to go out and buy some things. They're not coming home, are they? So I took the initiative.
何？別に俺、夕食はインスタントでもいいよ。まだいっぱいあったでしょ。
The other day we went out as a family and bought a whole case of cup noodles. I wanted to get a bunch of different kinds actually, but they refused since the individual packs were expensive. Instead, I got a whole case of the mega-sized pork bone and ginger-flavored ones I liked. But my parents don't like strong flavors and didn't touch any of them, so the cupboards were still full of them.
だからさ、買い物に行く必要はないんじゃないの？
ケイチ、買い物のお願いじゃないの。
Oh boy, here it is. Here it comes.
お父さんとお母さんね。
God
お仕事
damn
の
it.
関係で 急遽東京に行かなくちゃならなくなったの。
え？今から？
This was really abrupt.
もう着いちゃってるの。お昼には出発してたからね。
It's quite a distance to Tokyo from Hinamizawa. Gunning at full speed down the highway would still take 6 hours. Dad has a license, but since he doesn't like the highway, they likely took the train. It would have taken longer.
圭一もお父さんとお母さんの話を聞いてたからわかるかもしれないけど、お父さんのお仕事の契約がね、今ちょっとうまくいってないの。
You guys better not be in on it, I swear to fucking goodness. You guys better not be selling your boy out, I swear to fucking goodness. Because even Keiichi's like, wait, this don't add up. This does not add up. I know my parents, I know my dad. What the fuck? And the fact that they're not mentioning it until now, like it's very abrupt. Like, what the fuck is going on? Now that she mentioned it, I did remember that they talked all the time about how his job prospects weren't looking so good. Okay, that part, sure, but, you know, you would think they would mention a trip like this before.
お父さんはそういうのに繊細な人だから、このままだとお仕事にも影響が出ちゃうの。
I guess it is urgent just due to his work, you know, being how it is, but something don't add up. Part of my father's particular fragile artistic personality, his emotions changed as easily as the fall sky. You could also just say he couldn't take criticism.
でもそんなの電話でやり取りすればいいじゃないか。
圭一、お父さんのお仕事なんだから、もうちょっと応援してあげて。ね、とにかく電話よりも直接会って話した方が早いの。誤解もないし。
As their son, there was nothing more I could say once they started talking about work.
だから帰るのは明日の晩になっちゃうの。
God, okay. Mission, survive 24 hours.
圭一、一人で大丈夫よね。
Oishi, where are you, bro? Can you, like, get us a hotel for, like, one fucking day? I swear to God, man. Please, man. Please, Oishi. Like, this is not good.
別に死にゃしないよ。
Oishi, the line is about to snap. Reel me in, motherfucker.
圭一。
Oh my God, Keiichi, what a
死んじゃう
line.
なんて軽々しく言っちゃダメよ。
He's really not, Mom.
心配事があったら相談してね。母さん、きっと相談に乗れると思うから。
Yesterday I did bring up if I died rather abruptly, so I suppose they were a little worried. Yeah, of course. But really, I was more depressed by the fact that nothing would be solved by telling them. Yeah. So, man. So depressing, so isolating. But I didn't plan on dying, yeah. At least not while I still knew nothing. I would never allow it. Love it.
死なないよ。
Pinky promise, Keiichi.
俺はあがいてでも生き延びる。
Better not be foreshadowing.
そう。じゃあね。明日の朝、ちゃんと起きるのよ。朝ごはんは食べてね。お風呂と歯磨きも忘れないのよ。
へいへい。そんじゃ。
The call ended like that. Motherfucker, barricade this house right now. Barricade this shit. You can explain a mess. Can't explain shit if you're dead. Barricade this house. Sometimes my parents went off to Tokyo for business meetings. Okay, they do that. Okay, got it. That happens. All right. But Tokyo was far away. They normally did things by phone. The times they did go were normally planned out in advance. It never happened this suddenly. Okay, so there you go. I couldn't say that those circumstances didn't feel strange, or rather, unnatural. Anyway, I only needed to recognize the reality of the situation. Perhaps that's a mystery for another chapter. I don't know. God, they better not be, like, held, like, hostage and out of fear, like, sending their son to the wolves, basically. I hope that's not the case. I'll believe it's not, but it's acknowledging that, yes, it is weird. But we have to focus on survival, so I'll let it go. That tonight, I was the only one in the house. That when my parents came back from work, I'd be gone. Missing. Vanished. Looking back on the series of events of the previous 5 years involving Oyashiro-sama's curse, it wouldn't seem that strange at all. Come to think of it, it was getting pretty late. I didn't think it was good that the only light on in the whole house was from my room on the second floor. Same as broadcasting to the enemy that my parents were gone, and this was their chance. First, I ran to the living room, flicked on the lights, and turned the TV on to a reassuring volume. Good. I do the same thing. Next was the study. I similarly turned on the lights and some music. Yup. Noise and lights. With this from the outside, it would look like my parents were here. So again, I went through the house, checking to see if there was anything left unlocked. When I saw the veranda and the laundry still hanging out there, I went pale. That would have made it too obvious. I needed to take it down. I snatched down the laundry haphazardly and erased all traces that my mother wasn't there. It should be fine now. Ah, the garage. They hadn't gone all the way to Tokyo by car, but they had gone up to Okinomiya Station. The garage was empty, wide open, and in plain sight. This was not good. The question is if they've seen by now. They probably have, but yeah, if you can close the garage, then better to just do that still, of course. I panicked and rushed out to the back to close the normally open garage door. It should be fine now. I needed to get the paper, dude, so many things. And I feel like this is giving like multiple opportunities for like sneaky Rena to get in the house. Mom always got the paper. Since they left in the afternoon, the evening paper was still out there. My premonition was correct. I pulled out everything from the mailbox and dropped it in the entryway. With this, for sure this time, it should be fine. Come to think of it, leaving the cupboard busted like that from my little freakout was kind of bad. I'll just say I tripped and fell, and the bat I was holding smashed into it. You can make any excuse, dude. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like, any punishment is worth just surviving and doing what I'm not sure. Because he still has to live here. He's never going to, like, be able to leave. You know, he's still under his parents' custody, and he's not going to leave his parents here. Even if he could leave Hinamizawa, he wouldn't just leave them here to the village. I don't know what the win condition is. I think the win condition doesn't involve Keiichi living. I think the note that he left is going to be very important in the future, but I don't know if he lives. I mean, I said earlier that he's not going to live during this chapter. I really don't think he will survive this chapter. I would love if he did. I really want him to. I really like Keiichi as a protagonist. But it's just so hard to see, like, anything. And we're still chapter 1, of course, right? So it's like, to be at such a breaking point now, it's so much ahead just implies so much, or I don't know. It's very, very, very weird. But we'll see. Even so, just leaving it in its current state wasn't good. I should clean it up a little before Mom got back and scolded me. I remembered that there was a broom and dustpan in the closet. If I was going to get them, the phone rang once again. They're calling from inside the house. Alright, here we go.
あら、ケイイチくん、お母様はいらっしゃいますかしら。
Oh, wouldn't you like to know?
今ちょっといないんですけど。
Keiichi. Oh, Keiichi. Keiichi. Yeah, he just realized it. God damn it, Keiichi. You idiot, Keiichi Maibara. Don't reveal that your parents are gone. You can follow up still. Calm down and take care of it. Yeah, you can save it. You can be like, yeah, she's upstairs, you know? Like, what the fuck?
すぐに戻ると思います。
That wasn't a good response either. Now they might say they'll call again, or tell her to call them when she comes back. Alright, you can say, oh, she's tired or she's sick, or like lie, motherfucker, lie. Tell 2 lies, you'll be fine. Stay alive.
なら結構です。大した話でもありませんから。
Uh-huh.
では失礼しますわね。
Yeah, I'm sure you are. The scenario I feared didn't play out, eliciting a sigh of relief. That call was fortunate in more ways than one. I'd have to deal with any telephone calls coming in from my parents tonight. I was somehow able to deal with the phone call just now, but I couldn't continue to rely on such poor improvisation. I needed to make up a good story to explain that my parents were home but couldn't answer the phone at the moment. They were making tempura and couldn't step away right now. That wasn't good enough. They were sick and went to bed because they weren't feeling well. Is that going to be safe enough? Yeah, sure. You can say exhaustion. They're tired. You know, even that is just good enough. Like, how are they going to question that? I was thinking about it on the way back to my room when the phone rang once again. Okay. It was like they were calling because they knew I was going to lie. I didn't want to pick up. But I knew I had to. They'd suspect my parents weren't here. And they know that too. Keiichi's a sharp boy, but he's playing he's alone. He can only do so much, man. He can only take so much. I should have taken the phone off the hook under the pretense that I didn't realize that it was. But since the phone rang, I had to pick it up. I prepared myself and lifted up the receiver.
もしもし。
I stopped announcing this was the Maibara residence. I had no reason to be kind to someone I didn't know the identity of. But unlike my uncouth voice, the person on the other side sounded goofy and lighthearted. Oh, you bitch! Where the fuck have you been?
私、沖宮書房の大石と申しますが。
大石さんですか。
前原さんですか。こんばんは。お元気そうで何よりです。
ちょっと待ってくださいね。
Well, thank goodness he called. I'm glad he's called. Thanks for reeling us back onto the boat. I appreciate that. But no, really, can we talk, please? Can you pick us up, man? Uncle Oishi, can you pick us up? I grabbed the portable handset and rushed up to my room with it. It was the same no matter where I was since there was no one else home, but I wanted to be in a spot that just felt a bit safer when speaking on the phone with Oishi-san.
お待たせしました。
いかがですか、その後お変わりは。
Since then, when was that exactly? Yeah, when was that? There's something about the brazen way he talked that rubbed me the wrong way. I'm kind of feeling that way too. Last time I spoke with Oishi-san was 2 days ago. I can understand why he wouldn't call every day not to arouse suspicion. Of course, they already suspect him and know him, but, you know, he's still being careful. I get it. But was that really only 2 days ago? Okay. Fine. I'm not as mad anymore. I mean, I'm still mad at Oishi for doing this to Keiichi, like, involving him and making him the bait. Honestly, still fuck him for that. Like, as cool as he is, fuck him for that. But 2 days is not as bad as I thought. Okay. The day I stayed home from school, I met Oishi-san on the way back from the hospital, and we headed into town for lunch and had a talk. God, that was only 2 days ago, man. Jesus. Then after that, Rena and Mion came to check up on me. Whenever I spoke with Oishi-san, they always knew about it. It was like that since the first time I met him. Today's phone call may well be found out by them as well. Rena is on the other side of that sliding door right now. Telling you, during those times he went out to bring down the laundry, to close the garage, to get the paper, he slipped in. She is somewhere, maybe.
もしもし、聞こえてますか、前原さん。
すみません。なんて言いました？
その後、何か変わったことはありませんかとお尋ねしたんです。お返事がないんで焦りましたよ。
特には。
The words stopped in my throat. There's a ton of stuff that happened. All of it baffling. What should I talk about? I didn't understand any of it, but I should try asking. If I didn't ask now, I may never have another chance. This night when my parents weren't home, I had no guarantees I would make it through the night safely after all.
その大石さ
Don't hold nothing back.
ん、やっぱり俺命を狙われているみたいです。
This is your life, man. Like, you are so important. You have leverage, dude. Like, can't just leave you out to dry.
本当ですか？
偶然の可能性もあるんですが、先日俺が病気で休んだ日、夕方にあの二人がお見舞いに来たんです。
あの二人？
レナとミオンです。
Good.
そしてそこで大石さんと一緒に昼飯を食ったことを正されました。
Glad you're dropping names.
それで
お見舞いってことでおはぎを置いていったんですが、その中に針が入ってたんです。偶然飲み込まずに済みましたが、これってやっぱり脅迫でしょうか？
その針は？
よく見かけるような普通の裁縫針のようでした。糸を通す穴が開いていて。
違いますよ、前原さん。針です。
Does it represent something? Like, what is he gonna say?
証拠になります。
Ah,
脅迫だと立証できるかもしれません。
true. Shit, what did he... Oh, fuck.
その針はありますか？
What did he do with the needle? That's right. That's it. I dropped the receiver and rushed downstairs. When I tossed the mochi, I had overlooked it out of terror, but that needle was a valuable piece of evidence. Let's see, I threw the mochi and needle at the wall together. It was there, and it would have been on the living room wall. Right, yeah, and she cleaned it up. But my prudent mother had cleaned that living room wall, and there was not a trace of mochi left on it. Could it be that it dropped in the gap between the wall and the carpet? Frantically searched by running my palm along the carpet, but nothing turned up. Fuck, man. I tried moving around the sofa and desks, pulling up the carpet, then flapping it around. But I couldn't find the needle. My mom cleaned up everything without noticing it. It's just 2 days ago. I didn't know what day they collected the burnable trash, but it may still be in the trash bin in the kitchen. Dig through it, motherfucker, dig through it. I rushed into the kitchen, opened up the lid of the pail, and poured out the contents. But even at a glance, I could tell that it would be incredibly difficult to find the needle in this pile of trash. I was looking for a needle in a trash stack. Yeah. I know, I'll try running my hand through it. It's a bit gross, but I was looking for a needle. If I felt a small prick, I'll be able to find it. I mean, one way, It was a pretty tactless method, but it was the quickest. I held my breath and started striking the pile of trash with my hand. Wow. Filth flew about. There's nothing more disgusting than this, but it was not the time to be concerned about such details. You know, or the needle just goes flying after you strike it one way and it flies to like the other side of the room or something. I continued on for a while, but nothing turned up. I wanted to search more thoroughly, but I was still on the phone. Shouldn't keep Oishi-san waiting for too long, yeah. Later, when Mom got back, I'd have to ask her if there was a needle. I hastily began scribbling on the notepad affixed to the refrigerator with a magnet. Was there a needle? I scrawled the words with a red pen. I then dashed back up the stairs where I had been keeping Oishi-san waiting for far too long. Oh boy.
もしもし、
Okay.
どうでしたか？
見つかりません。あの時はつい気が動転していて。
Yeah, it was a lot.
そうですか。見つかればでいいんです。保管しておいてくださいね。
That's right, the needle wasn't the only incident. I had to tell him about this morning with the hit and run.
あと大石さん、それだけじゃないんです。
Yeah, that fucking happened too. God. So casual too, like just like it was creeping on him for a while and then boom, tried to get him. Oh, I missed. All right, keep going. And then he just had to go on with his day. Man, just
実は今朝
that van was definitely aiming for me. I could say that without question due to the circumstances at that time. Trying to bring my mic down a little bit lower.
その車のナンバープレートは見ましたか？こちらでも探してみます。
Damn, the time, I just flipped out yelling at him, but I didn't look at the plate. What failures on my part with the needle and the plate number. Dude, like, who would expect you to do that, man? I mean, again, it would have been great if he did, of course, but, like, it was so fast, too, like they probably knew that and just went so fast, like, he had to recover and they were already driving away, like, there's no way. I was so focused just protecting myself that I let some of the most important details slip out of my grasp. I punched my pillow, annoyed at how worthless I was. No, man. No, man. No, dude.
すみません。白いワゴン車ってこと以外はわかりません。
仕方ないことですよ、前原さん。惹かれかければ気も動転しま
Yeah.
やっぱりこれだって偶然じゃないですよね。
Uishi-san started to hem and haw over on the other end. I could imagine him folding his arms, yeah.
あと、レナの様子もやっぱり怪しいです。
それはどんな感じですか？
Would Rena sit on the way home today, asking why I was so much like Satoshi-kun? Now I could say it with confidence, that Rena knew what happened to Satoshi. She knew that there was more to it than him just simply disappearing.
レナは知っています。去年の鬼隠しにあったサトシのことを何か知っています。
それは具体的にどういうことですか？
レナが言うには、俺はサトシとそっくりらしいんです。このまま行くと、俺もサトシと同じ運命をたどると、そんな感じのことを言うんです。
運命ですか？具体的にどんな運命をたどるか言及しましたか？
天候と。
天候？
レナは、サトシは転校したって言ってるんです。で、俺もこのままだと転校しちゃうぞって。
Uishi-san let out a stern sigh and then grumbled loudly.
前原さん、それはおそらく何かの脅迫、もしくは警告ですね。
Yeah, it was like a genuine warning from Rena, which I really liked.
俺もそう思ってます。
At that point, I started to think, would it be prudent to sum up everything that had happened up until now as the machinations of some human perpetrator? Other than the theory of it being Rena and the others, I was left with Oyashiro-sama's curse actually existing as the only explanation. Of course, I couldn't tell that to Oishi-san, except Rena's strange behavior could be proof of either scenarios. Whether it was Oyashiro-sama's curse being real or everything being part of a conspiracy committed by all of the villagers, Rena was involved. Rena had to know something. Rena was suspicious. What exactly was Rena? Couldn't help but think she was somehow involved with the prior string of mysterious deaths. I seemed to recall that Oishi-san had admitted that he had dug into Rena's past a little. He was probably just downplaying it when he said a little. Yeah, Mr. Detective over here definitely knows more, meaning he had actually dug pretty deep most likely. I wanted to hear about Rena. I wanted to know what happened at her previous school, among other things that were still unknown to me. If Rena was somebody I should suspect. No, not that. I wanted to know the truth. Tonight I was alone in this huge house. Even though I said I couldn't count on them, I had lost the security I felt I had just by my parents being around. It wasn't like this house was some sort of fortress or castle. If a malicious person decided to use brute force, they'd easily gain entry. There were no other residences close to the Maibara residence. No one would be able to hear anything, no matter how loud it was. Terrifying. I'd never felt as much resentment towards my father's artistic temperament and the fact that he had this house built in such a remote location as I did right now. Oh my god. I wondered if I would still be here by tomorrow morning. So I had to ask. Right now. Is that the fucking doorbell, dude? Like, are we not gonna... No, Keiji has to know. Fuck. Because I had no idea when the next chance would come.
大石さん、
Oh my
聞きたいこと
god.
があるんです。
My god.
隠さないでくださいね。
ええ、何でも聞いてください。
You owe him this, Oishi. Keiichi's not even... Like Keiji doesn't want to die, but he doesn't want to die before knowing the fucking truth, man. This dude, Keiji's a fucking kid, dude. When I say kid, I mean not an adult, basically, you know. And I was told that Rena and Satoko are only a couple years younger than the other girls. It's like, what the fuck? Like, you cannot tell me those girls are not like 8 years old. But and Keiichi, of course, like, I just hate that he's in this situation to begin with. Like, yes, you owe him an answer. Also, the fucking doorbell is ringing. So, oh my god. Even though he was so far away on the other end of the line, this was the most reliable he had ever felt. I wanted to ask about Rena, about what happened at her previous school.
実はレナの
Fuck. Fuck. I noticed a sound that had been going on for a while now. Since I was so focused on the call, I hadn't paid attention to it at first, but I finally realized it was the doorbell. The time was 7 o'clock. God, it's still so early. Oh no. It was past the time the postman would be making a delivery and past any sensible time for a neighbor to be visiting. I considered just acting like nobody was home, but that wouldn't be good. That would ruin all the work I put in making it look like my parents were home. Dude, honestly, I would bank on them already knowing. Because whoever, like, was following him before, most likely Rena, but like, no matter who it was, they probably stuck around to keep watching, you know? And if it's true that if maybe Keiichi's parents are being held hostage, because again, like Keiichi said, it's unusual for a sudden trip to Tokyo. They usually do it by phone, and it wasn't like them to make a trip like this, like, so abruptly. So, you know, what's the deal? Like, even given that possibility, but not even that, like, if someone stuck around to watch, like, seeing him, like, frantically would go out to take down the laundry, close the garage door when it was clearly empty, to get the paper that, like, I would just bank on it already, so. But I see his logic, but he's answering the door, fuck no, man. I'd be holed up in my room with that bat, like, waiting for the pitch, you know what I mean? I need to answer the door.
もしもし、前原さん。
あ、すみません。誰か来たみたいですので、ちょっと玄関に行ってきます。
お客さんですか。すみません、すみません。今夜のお電話はこれくらいにしましょうか。
Honestly, maybe you should stay on the line. I don't know. That would be a problem.
あ、いえ、すぐ戻りますから。電話はこのままでいいですか？
はいはい、構いませんよ。
Thank goodness, man. I don't know. I mean, it's not gonna do anything, but I don't know. Maybe he'll hear something. I don't know. Can Oishi record his phone calls? Like, I dropped the handset on my bed and dashed down to the door. Like, if the worst happens, like, I needed to make up a good excuse to get them to leave. I had a hunch it was the lady who called right before Oishi-san did. In which case, it would be one of the neighbors who's friends with my mom. I'll just say mom isn't feeling well and went to bed early. That would be the easiest option. No, it's not the easiest option. He's still thinking of it as, like, my mom's friend. No. This is a villager of Hinamizawa, full stop. It's not gonna be just that. It'd be hard for her to ask me to wake my mom up if she's not feeling well. The bell continued to ring at regular intervals. If someone didn't answer after you ring the bell so much, you'd normally give up and go home, wouldn't you? Yeah, you would. You most certainly would. I don't answer my fucking door when people come to it. Like, if I'm not expecting company, like, if you're not delivering something, I'm usually not answering my fucking door. Like, why? You know? It may be because it's not the culture here, like, for your neighbors to just visit you. You know, I don't assume everyone's trying to murder me. I mean, I guess it's possible. No, I don't. No. Go away, you know? Without removing the chain, I opened the door slightly and peered out at the visitor. Oh, right, they have the... Yeah. God, he has that kind of lock on it. Good. Okay, let's see. Better not be Mion's, like, goblin face peering through again. Here we go. A chill ran down my spine. I knew it. Somewhere deep inside, I had prepared for this moment. Who is it? I tried to escape by imagining it was the easiest person to deal with. One of my mom's friends. Yeah, he wanted to believe it so bad. I understand. It's all good, man. But fuck, this is not good, though. Who is it? Should have known.
レナ。
Okay, let's see. There shouldn't be any reason for Rena to come over at this hour. The timing also made me feel uneasy, because it was just as I was about to ask Oishi-san about Rena. I wish I could have chalked this up to be mere coincidence. But those unsettling words from Mion several days ago echoed back to me.
さてね。おじさんにわからないことはないからね。
Nothing. Oh, fuck.
レナ一人。
That was messed up.
うん。
Seems that Mion wasn't with her. Dude, I would have just kept talking with her through the crack, like, what's up, Rena? I can't open the door, but, you know, what's up? Seems that Mion wasn't with her, but that didn't change the situation at all.
何しに来たんだよ。
ねえ、ケイチくん。ちゃんとドアを開けてお話ししたいな。
Okay, he is still talking from inside. Okay, I thought he went outside.
レナは玄関に入っちゃダメなのかな
Bruh, she's about to kidnap you. Hold on. It was true that speaking through a chain door wasn't the right way to talk to a classmate. Keiichi, let it go, bro. Please, let it go. Please. I believe in you, man. I know it's hard, but please. But,
うち、夜は必ずチェーンかけてるんだよ。
good.
気にすんなよ。
なら、仕方ないかな。
Okay. Rena looked at the ground sadly. But she kept smiling at least, and her effort to keep that smile up was quite pitiful. Even though she was tugging at my heartstrings, I didn't lower my guard. Good. As long as I stayed like this, even if it made my heart ache, my life wasn't in danger. What I really feared, more than the possibility that hoodlums would assault me if I removed the chain, was trusting Rena enough to remove the chain, and having my friendship betrayed. Trust is absolutely in question, of course. Like, he has no reason to trust her. I appreciate her genuine warning, like before, but he has no reason to, like, no. Everyone is, like, held, like, to what Hinamizawa is, like, whether that's from the Sonozaki family. I mean, it's been the culture of the village, like, for a long time. We know Rena's past, her fear of Oyashiro, how Mion manipulates that. We've seen that through, like, different perspectives in, like, the tips, and, like, one of the tips, for example, and we just know that, like, yeah, smart Keiichi, of course. As long as the chain wasn't unlatched, even if it made my heart ache, I wouldn't have to deal with being betrayed by Rena. That would be worse. That would be way worse. And she probably, honestly, doesn't want that. So, it's for the best. This didn't seem like I'd remove the chain from her silent urging. She appeared to give up on trying to get into the entranceway.
あのさ、ケイチくん。ご飯食べた？
Oh, did you bring some nice needle mochi for us? Oh, you shouldn't have. No, I haven't eaten. Since my mom wasn't there, dinner wouldn't be ready no matter how long I waited. I laid down when I got home, was woken up by the phone. Didn't have a chance to eat since I used up all that time talking. I was going to have cup noodles in any case. I could just eat one whenever I wanted to, yeah.
いや、まだだよ。それがどうしたよ。
じゃあよかった。これ見て。お惣菜とか持ってきてあげたの。
Oh, you shouldn't have. Uh-huh. When I held out a stack of boxes wrapped in a cloth.
お台所とか貸してくれれば、
I'll be
お味
damned.
噌汁も温めてあげられるよ。
I'll be damned, Rena.
いいよ、そこまでしてくれなくても。
でも、お豆腐もお野菜もたっぷりなの。ケイチくん、そういうの嫌いかな。
We can turn on the stove just fine, thank you. There's no way I wouldn't like that. I love miso soup with lots of ingredients. White radish, carrots, burdock, root, and potatoes, dense and fibrous root vegetables. Yeah, that miso soup looks incredible.
ご飯も持ってきてあげたから、レンジで温めればすぐ食べられるし。
Without a doubt, rice needs miso soup. Stuffing rice down your gullet, sipping miso soup in between ravenous bites. Oh yes, how wonderful it is to be born Japanese.
それからね、またお漬物を作ってきたんだよ。
Japanese food is pretty good, from what I've had. You know, the American version of Japanese food.
今度は山菜のお漬物なの。
Before I had moved here to Inamizawa, I scoffed at the mountain vegetables called sansai. But I was captivated by their charm the first time I tried them. Such a deep yet light flavor. Those so-called supermarket vegetables taste rough and overpowering in comparison. If you had to describe them, then they were the vegetables for the uninitiated. Huh. Interesting. I'd be down to try it. To become an expert such as myself, you first had to partake of sansai. It was common knowledge around here that the Ryugu family's traditional pickles were wonderfully delicious. Okay. No matter what kind of pickles they were, they'd go so well with that fluffy white rice.
それからね、それからね。
But wait, there's more. Okay. Oh, he better catch himself after all this hungry bait. Oh, goodness. What the hell? So delicious. It just seems so delicious. Farewell to my unhealthy self who said he'd make do with cup noodles. Rena appeared to be in good spirits and she was offering such a delicious-sounding dinner. The stress evaporated from my gut and hunger reared its voracious head. Oh no. At the same time, my wariness of Rena suddenly dwindled. Rena did say she was alone. It shouldn't be a problem letting her inside. Oh, Keiichi. Keiichi. Well, the possibility that it was laced with poison still hadn't been ruled out. That's the first thing I thought of, dude. And I understand why, like I get it, but it's like, it's too much risk, dude. Too much. At that moment, a cold chill ran down my spine once again. Couldn't understand why such a sensation had occurred just then. But the voice inside me was sounding the alarm. Listen to those instincts, boy. Oh, goodness. This happy Rena speaking of this charming dinner was dependent on one premise. And that premise was that tonight, dinner hadn't been made at my house. Oh, shit. Oh, you're so smart. I hadn't even thought of that. Oh, that's right. So, yep, they know. Confirmed. Good shit. Good shit. Meaning it was under the assumption that my mom, who should be making it, wasn't here. At any normal household, 7 o'clock would be around the middle of dinner time. If my mom were here, we'd be eating dinner around this time as well. The fact that she brought over all the makings of a meal at this time was inherently strange. Unless she knew. Rena, did she know that my parents weren't home? But there was also the chance that this was a bluff. I turned on the lights and a bunch of other stuff to make it seem like my parents were here. There was a chance that Rena was unsure if my parents were home. Yeah, this could be the test. That's true. But I had to wonder. The laundry, the garage, the evening paper. There were plenty of signs of them being hastily tidied up. Yeah, exactly. It was hard to say that Rena didn't have a chance to determine if my parents were here or not. But there was no reason for me to confess that right now, yeah. You still have cards to play, man. Good catch, though. I should try holding on to that fact as long as I could. First of all, the chain was still latched. As long as I didn't take it off, Rena wouldn't be able to do anything to me. Hopefully.
ありがたいんだけどさ、もう少しで夕飯ができるみたいなんだよ。
え、そうなの？
Yes.
そうなの？
Yes.
せっかくで申し訳ないんだけどさ、その。
Unable to think of a good way to refuse, my words trailed off weakly.
でも、ちょっとはおかずになると思うな。思うな。
悪いけど、間に合ってるよ。
Don't call us a liar. Don't do it. Don't do it right now.
うちのお袋ってさ、結構おかずをいっぱい作るんだよ。だから。
おかずあるの？
With a smile that bordered on a cringe, I dodged her questions apologetically. But the feeling I tried to ignore began creeping up my back again. Spoke as if my mom was setting down dinner right now, but it didn't mesh well with what Rena was saying. Rena was talking as if she was aware of some obvious fact. Yeah. Oh shit, dude. And that, I was aware of it as well. Oh my god, so tense, so tense.
ケイチくんもおかずとか作れるんだね。
Oh shit. Oh shit. Damn. Rena is vicious.
何を作ったのかな。
She's like, I know your mom's not home. I know she didn't make dinner. Let's see you can cook. Oh my god. She is vicious, dude. Holy crap.
いや、別に俺が。
Fuck, man. Rena had assumed out of nowhere that I had made the dishes. No, not so much that I'd made them, but rather that my mom hadn't.
本当に作ったの？おかず。ケイチくんが？
だから、俺が作ったんじゃないよ。お袋が作った。あ、いや、
Oh
作ってるんだよ。
Oh boy.
今。だからさ、悪いけど、レナの持ってきてくれたのは食べられないんだよ。
I feel it coming. I feel it. Her fingers on the trigger. I feel it, man. Fuck. Oh no. Rena fell silent at that moment. At that moment, I felt that the light had suddenly disappeared from her eyes. Oh boy. Oh boy.
ケイチくんのお夕飯当ててみようか？
Oh fuck. He's about to say cup noodles. The exact like flavor too. I bet.
なんだっていいじゃないか。
ね。
Conversation might appear natural at first glance, but Rena was firmly in control. I felt like I was being interrogated. Yeah. Whew. Oh, this game is tense, man. Fuck. I don't need to play any other horror games, man. I don't need to play any other ones. Fuck, dude.
そのお夕飯、お湯だけで作れるんじゃないかな。
Damn, bro. She already knows, man. Fuck.
おいおい、侮るなよ。うちのお袋のスペシャルなディナーを見くびるなってんだ。そりゃもう、満願全席状態ですごいのなんの。
I tried my best to put on a strong front, but I couldn't grit my teeth quite right. Oh, dude. So instead, I looked like someone who was borderline hysterical. But Rena showed no reaction whatsoever, even to that silliness. Oh, we're donezo. We're done for.
ケイチくん、
Fuck.
本当にお母さん、ご飯作ってってくれたの？
Oh, my god. Every single one of them always press the issue every single time. They're like, lie to me, Keiichi. Lie to me. Lie to me. Answer the question. Answer it again. No, one more time. Please, Keiichi. Oh my god. Please. Rena, please. I can't take it.
いや、だから、くれたんじゃなくて、
Oh,
今
fuck, I'm not
作
ready.
っ
I'm
て
not
るんだ
ready.
よ。
One headphone is off. One headphone is
もう
off.
すぐ晩飯に。
Rena had taken that assertion of mine that my mother was home and making dinner right now and was completely ignoring it. I could tell that the more I panicked, the colder Rena became.
ねえ、ケイチくん、
Yeah, what's up, Rena? At that moment, an uncomfortable chill crept in from the gap in the doorway.
お母さん、お
Oh
家
my
にいる
god,
の
oh
か
my god,
な？
oh my god.
かな。
Now we're at the heart of it. I couldn't keep up the charade anymore. Yeah, I can't even read it anymore. Like, fuck, dude. Oh, Rena. She knew full well that my parents weren't home. But I'd come too far to admit that now. Anyway, my parents were here and we'd be having dinner soon. That was the situation I had concocted. So I answered. I told her she was here. What headphone is off? Ooh.
いるよ。もちろん。
I could feel the humidity drying out from the surrounding air. Rena's eyes were becoming even more frigid, piercing me with their gelid glare? Gelid?
どうして？
Oh my god. You He's like, why are you lying to me?
何のことかな
I tried acting casual, but that facade was torn off me the instant I looked into Rena's eyes. Rena does not like being lied to. At all. At all. That look, it informed me of Rena's response faster than she could open her mouth.
どうしてさっきから嘘をつくのかな
Oh my god. Oh my god, yep, she does not like being lied to, dude.嘘だ。
嘘なんか
Keiji.
嘘だよね
嘘だ。
嘘なんかじゃ
嘘だよ
Oh, I knew it. Fuck. Okay. Rena's outburst sent a jolt surging through my body. Rena and I were still separated by what few inches that's slightly ajar. But still chained. Oh. By what few inches that slightly ajar but still chained door could afford. But despite that, I was still being cornered. My house, which I'd considered a safe haven until now, had become more like a dark alleyway where no one could save me.
ケイチ君のお夕飯当てるよね
Oh my god. Now she's gonna say the flavor, I bet. She's gonna say the exact flavor he picked. I knew now that Rena had already known that my parents would not be here tonight. But it was still so strange that it had come to this. Even if she somehow knew that my parents weren't home, there was no way she should be able to guess what I'd be eating tonight. But Rena said she'd guess. How could she guess it? How could she know it was
カップ
instant?
ラーメン当たりでしょ
Good guess. That I was going to eat? Wait, the cooking repertoire of a man who can't do housework is probably nothing but cup noodles after all. Looking at this statistically, it was the most probable answer. That didn't mean she was guessing.
ラーメンだけじゃきっとお腹すくと思う
Oh
な
my god.
ご飯とかも一緒の方がきっと腹持ちいいと思うよ
Calm down, Keiichi, my bar. This was just coincidence. And I was just reading certain tales of mine. So the fact that she was inferring what I was thinking alarmed me. But it wasn't as if she was actually reading my mind. It was being read that she was a demon. No, not a demon. Things like that. It couldn't possibly exist.
好きなの
Humans are worse, man.
ラーメンがかよ
豚骨生姜味
What? What did she say? Rana indicated that the point my answer was addressing was wrong. Her rebuttal was so short that I momentarily didn't understand the words Rena had spoken.
ごめんレナ今なんて
何が
今さ何が好きって聞いたんだよ
Yeah, she mumbled it. What did she say? It wasn't long before I regretted how carelessly I'd pushed forward with that question. Oh god. So here's this narrator perspective right here that we saw earlier and that we've seen a couple times. I don't know if I'm on that copium and this implies like Keiichi lives and is like telling the story maybe from a dire point in the future, like thinking back on it, but I don't know. It's probably just in the moment. I don't know. We'll see. No one answered that. It was such a simple answer. That was why I wasn't able to comprehend it. Fuck.
豚骨生姜味
Oh. There it is. She knew the exact flavor. There's nothing that the old man doesn't know. And Rena, apparently.